Some of the faces are new, some familiar. When this trio of Northwest rivals convenes on the same floor, you never know what to expect. Expectations are high for this high-flying bunch of athletes. Stick with FSN for college gymnastics now. The madness of March doesn't only apply to college basketball, and here at Heck Edmondson Pavilion in Seattle, Washington, the court's been converted. It's accommodating a college gymnastics meet. As the regular season winds down, these three teams are polishing up any rough edges in preparation for conference and national championships. The University of Washington tonight hosting its Northwest neighbors, Oregon State and Seattle Pacific. And with that, we welcome you inside Bank of America Arena with Judy Corwin. I'm Kara Capuano. 16th ranked Oregon State, Judy, coming off its best performance of the season. They took second in a four-team meet at Arizona State, and they did it without one of their fabulous freshmen, Tasha Smith. She's back tonight. She'd been out with a turf toe injury, and it's really a pair of youngsters that are getting it done for the Beavers in Smith and Jamie Lance. What's special about these two?
Well, Tasha and Jamie couldn't be more different as athletes. In fact, the only thing they have in common is they're both freshmen and they love to compete. Tasha is dynamic. She's so much fun. She has this hip-hop routine on floor exercise, very creative, and you're going to love to watch it. Jamie, on the other hand, she's a more traditional gymnast, a dynamo on floor exercise, and a great vaulter.
This is the third of 4 straight road meets for Oregon State as they wrap up the regular season. Seattle Pacific, meantime, finishes its season with 4 on the road starting tonight. Now, the Falcons got the victory over Air Force in their senior night, their home finale last week, behind their lone senior, Janie Reynolds. She had a career-defining performance.
She absolutely did. First in the all-around, first on floor and vault, took second on 2 more events, and tonight she gets to perform in front of her family. They've come down from Canada and she's fired up.
Like Seattle Pacific, Washington only has 1 senior competing on its roster. Of course, we're talking about Kelly McDonald as she makes her emotional senior night tonight. This special athlete found out on Monday, Judy, that she's performing all around tonight. That's not a lot of time to prepare.
No, she hasn't performed in the all-around in 2 years. That is just unheard of. 3 days to put together 4 great routines, but she's a seasoned athlete. I can't wait to watch her perform. She wants to go out with a bang as a senior. And
the Huskies really need her to shine tonight because they have been a snake-bit team all season. Injury issues really struck them in the summer.
Really, they did. They've had, out of their 16 athletes, 15 of them with different injuries. Athletes in and out of the lineup. They've had to have several of their freshmen, sophomores step up and perform in events that they don't normally even compete in. They've been troopers.
5 true freshmen bringing it for the Huskies, and there's a lot on the line for Washington as a streak. The entire program history, they've never missed the NCAA regionals. They're on the bubble right now. Oregon State and Seattle Pacific getting ready for their postseason run. So needless to say, there is a ton to compete for tonight at the Bank. Welcome back to the University of Washington. The crowd getting fired up for the first rotation, which looks like this. Oregon State opens the meet on the uneven bar. Seattle Pacific on the beam. The home team Gym Dogs on the vault. Injury issues really reached a fever pitch for Bob Levesque, the Washington head coach. In a recent home meet against Cal, the team almost had to take a 0 on floor exercise until this woman, freshman Katie Boyko, saved the day.
So this freshman, Katie Boyko, pops up and says, I can do it, I can do it. And I said, you've never done floor. She goes, well, I did in club. I go, do you have music? She goes, oh yeah, it's up on the CD. And I go, you're not warmed up? She goes, oh, I can do it, I can do it. So she went out and she ended up with a 7.4. Well, we ended up winning the meet because of that 7.4.
Boyko, the freshman out of Kelso, Washington, a walk-on, Judy.
Well, and Katie has lots of scores on vault. Here she does a Yurchenko with a layout position. She has a big step back. It's a good vault, but there'll be a deduction.
The walk-on scored 9.5 or higher 7 times. Over on the bars, Keegan Fitzgerald, the redshirt sophomore out of Beaverton, Oregon.
Well, Keegan, this is her best event for Oregon State. She's a very fluid bar worker. Look at those long body lines. Toe point, just looks like she's floating through the air, and that's how you want to do bars.
Smart young lady, too. Valedictorian of Westview High School and a 2-time Scholastic All-American.
Keegan setting up for a dismount, wants to get lots of rotation. Nice double layout, one step on the landing.
Oregon State starting strong on the bars. Back on the vault, the senior Kelly McDonald. We talked about her in the Open, Judy. Hasn't vaulted since her sophomore season, the NCAA Regionals in 2004.
She has no scores posted on vault or floor exercise, but here's a vault from Kelly. A very simple layout, Yurchenko. It's clean. The max she can score is a 9.8.
She's one of only 4 Huskies ever to post a 10 on the vault. She did that in 2004.
Watch her body position. She's nice and clean. Could be a little higher. Great vault for Kelly on her first event.
Scored a 9.65. Kelly McDonald competing all around. There's Tanya Chaplin, former Washington assistant coach, now in her 9th year with Oregon State. Oregon State, as I mentioned, starting strong on the bars. Keegan Fitzgerald's wonderful performance followed up by 3 fab freshmen. Deanna Pyro there. Kara Bolin, 5'6", long, lean, nice landing. And then Jamie Lance, the only Beaver who will be competing all around in tonight's competition. Back on the vault, this is one of Washington's 5 freshmen, Kristen Amori out of Juanita High School in Kirkland.
Kristen is a very powerful gymnast. She's a very traditional gymnast. Good tumbler. There's a layout, Yurchenko with a full twist. It's clean, she completed that twist and gets a good score, 9.725.
Competed all around for the first time in her young career last week at Stanford. Back to the bars, and it's the senior captain, Chrissy Lehman, for the Beavers.
Chrissy is a beautiful tumbler and a great beam worker. Bars she works very hard on, but her long, lean body and her great amplitude is what sells on this event. There was her release move, working down to the level of the bar. Wants to pick up some swing here. Double back. It's a basic dismount in the tuck position. She has a clean routine and a solid performance for Oregon State.
9.85, excellent start for the senior. Seattle Pacific coach Laurel Tendall looking on, a former Falcons gymnast. She won the national title on vault. Her team is starting on the beam, and Judy, this is sophomore Ashley Domris out of Phoenix, Arizona.
And balance beam is a difficult event to begin a meet on. It's the pressure cooker event.
Domris took first on bars in the victory at home for SPU last week against Air Force with a 9.775.
Ashley must work the balance beam as if she was on the floor exercise. Only this time she's 4 feet in the air, 4-inch wide beam. It takes a lot of grace, skill, poise. Tuck double back to a jump. She was trying to combine those moves. We saw a slight bobble. A balance beam routine is 1 minute and 30. Again, Ashley having some difficulty connecting her moves together. Her leaps and jumps, those should all be done without any break or pause. There's a front tuck on the beam. She's had good tumbling. And set up for the dismount. Punch front with a full twist. A little bit of leg problem there, a little bit of landing problem.
Domris, the 5th Falcon to compete, 9.525, best score so far for her team. Back to the vault, and this is freshman Ashley Howding, who missed the meet against Stanford. Didn't even travel with the team, Judy. She was out nursing a back injury.
Well, and this is Ashley's event. Yurchenko with the full twist. She was short on the landing. I'm sure that back is bothering her, especially on landing. She'll get a deduction we'll see a 9-7 score.
A little uncharacteristic for the woman tied 6th in the nation on vault. We're back for the tri-meet at the University of Washington. The Huskies hosting the Oregon State Beavers and the Seattle Pacific Falcons. And it's the Beavers out to the early lead. All 6 gymnasts scoring 9.725 or higher on the bars for Oregon State as they take that early lead. Darcy Schiller, the junior out of BC, on bars for the Huskies.
Darcy's a regular in this event. She's had to work a couple of other events that she's not accustomed to, but bars is her best. We just saw her release move, working to the low bar. Missed that handstand, but she'll set up for a dismount. We'll see a good rotation, a nice flyaway double in the layout position. She had a little leg break, a little step, but that's a solid routine for the Huskies.
9.625, Schiller coming on strong. She set her tied career highs in 3 straight meets in 3 different events. Here's the freshman Tasha Smith for Oregon State. First we've seen from her, and she missed 3 meets with turf toe. She is back for the Beavers.
Well, and that turf toe is difficult when you need to work the balance beam, and your toes are so important to sticking the beam. Tasha with a unique style in her dance on balance beam and floor exercise. She's powerful and she's creative. Her tumbling series.
Tasha actually out of Auburn, Washington, Judy, a local girl as far as this meet is concerned, and plenty of fans in the crowd.
This is her homecoming. There's a tumbling jump series, which she connected pretty well. The judges are looking for the gymnasts to connect all their moves together. No pauses, no breaks. Little hesitation. And Tasha's a powerful tumbler. There's a gainer dismount with a full twist. She had tiny little breaks throughout that routine, but they're minor deductions.
Tasha won an individual title on beam in a meet against Stanford before going out with the injury.
Watch how Tasha connects an acrobatic element right into a dance.
Quite a move. Only 2 upperclassmen on the Beavers. Their youthful exuberance has chemistry clicking.
The team dynamics with this team are incredible. I have been very, very pleasantly surprised with such a young team, how they've come together. They're a competitive group. They're a very determined group. They have a great work ethic. And that enthusiasm in the gym each day pushes the older ones and the younger ones, and they come together and they have a great dynamic about them. And I think it's been, I mean, you really see that out on the floor as well.
Staying with the balance beam, and another Beaver who's won an individual title in this event this season, sophomore Claire Pierce out of Granada High School in Livermore, California.
Well, Claire has become the go-to person on the balance beam. She's very consistent in this event. She's a JO national champion on balance beam. Watch how fluid she is, how she moves in and out without any hesitation, all her tumbling and dance skills. Her tumbling line, front aerial into back handspring, back layout. She had a slight bobble on that landing. It'll cost her maybe a half a tenth. But that was a difficult tumbling pass. Another front aerial into a sheep jump. That's so unusual on balance beam, and it's a blind move. You can't see where you're landing.
Looks pretty difficult, too.
It's cool. Connecting jumps. Wave to the crowd. And finish their routine strong. Round off full twisting dismount off the side of the beam. A very good routine. Watch this jump. It's called a sheep jump. She has to take her eyes and her feet completely off the beam. It's a blind move.
Almost touches her toes to her head for the 9.825. Hasn't scored less than a 9.7 on beam this year. Future Gym Dogs taking in the action at Bank of America Arena in Seattle, cheering on the Huskies on the uneven bars for the second rotation. And this is Chelsea Bakken, the junior out of Mesa, Arizona.
Chelsea has a knee injury that she's been nursing, so she's been relegated to bars and beam. We saw her release move, and now she goes straight to the low bar, back up to the high bar quickly. Those bar changes are required by the judges. They're looking for them. Sets up for her dismount, a nice double flyaway. She had a little leg break, a little step on the landing, but puts in a solid performance for the Huskies. 9.675.
Bakken, a co-captain with Kelly McDonald. Coach Levesque says this duo balances each other out.
But I sat him down and I told him, I said, Kelly, I said, you're going to be the bad cop, and Chelsea, you're going to be the good cop. So I said, Kelly, you're going to ride them and you're going to tell them what to do, and Chelsea, you're just going to be their mother. And you're going to, you know, and now Chelsea's starting to get on their case too. But they complement each other very well.
So we've seen what the good cop can do on the bars. Now we'll see what the bad cop can do on the bars. And bars arguably Kelly McDonald's best event, don't you think, Judy?
Absolutely. She's won 6 bar titles in 9 meets. She has a best of a 9.975. And is she tough in this event?
Her final bars performance, the Roosevelt High School Seattle, Washington product in front of her home crowd.
Look at those straight legs, perfect toe point. She's flying between the bars. Really good swing, turning, hitting her handstand positions. Nice relief move. That was a Jaeger salto. Nice dismount, a double front with a half twist. We don't always see that dismount. Great job for Kelly McDonald.
And that's Kelly's sister, Erin. Her older sister, who works at Ralph Lauren in New York, flew across the country to surprise little sis in her final home meet.
And she wants a 10, and I'd give Kelly a 10. Here comes a replay. Nice Jaeger salto. Look how far she is from the bar. And her dismount, 2 front somersaults into a half twist, perfect landing.
The crowd reaction to Kelly's score, 9.9. It ties her season best. She just high-fived her younger sister, Molly, there. So it's a family affair for the McDonalds. Meantime, on the beam, one of the fab freshmen, Jamie Lance.
Again, one of Jamie's better events. She's just a competitor all the way around. She fights for every event, for every move, not to fall, to perform at her best. I like that attitude. Front somersault into an immediate straddle jump. Again, the judge is looking for her to connect that dance skill and the acrobatic skill perfectly together. Jamie getting ready for her 2-leap series. Little bobble there, a slight deduction, probably a half a tenth. And her dismount, a gainer in the pike position off the end of the beam.
Between Jamie Lance and Tasha Smith, from Captain Chrissy Lehman's standpoint, the Beavers' future is bright.
They're both competitors. They love to compete, and you put them out on the floor and they turn it on, they're ready to go. And I think it's been great for this team because they are so athletically gifted that it has raised the standard on the team, and everybody's like, yeah, we need to get right where they're at.
Jamie Lance is at a 9.8, so let's see if the senior Lehman can rise up.
And she starts off great with a risky mount. It's a front somersault right onto the beam. So easy to miss, but she nails it. There's another front layout into immediate flip-flop with one hand. That's a combination that she had no break in. She'll get extra credit for it. And there's a bobble. Such an easy move, a leap, but she was trying to connect these together, and she's struggling there. So get her composure back, finish the routine strong, no more breaks. Good balance. And a little flare. Chrissy is a consistent balance beam performer, one of the Beavers' best, and she anchors this event.
A 9.8 or higher in the last 9 meets of 2005. She took 4 titles over that span, and she stuck that one.
Solid dismount, round off, 1.5 twist, great landing.
The 9.675 for Chrissy Lehman as Oregon State has a strong second rotation on beam. The Husky stands guard at Heck Edmondson Pavilion outside of the Bank of America Arena where the tri-meet continues. The Huskies hosting number 16 Oregon State and Seattle Pacific, and the Beavers maintaining command of the lead. But this after the Huskies' second best bar score of the season of 48.3 in that second rotation. The teams move on to new events, and Oregon State opens the third rotation on the floor. Oregon State beam and floor teams, really their strengths, Judy, both ranked 13th in the nation. This is Megan DiVincenzi.
And Megan is a very good floor exercise performer. She struggled on the vault, but she's been very consistent on floor. Open with a perfect double back in the pike position. She had good height, good landing.
She was actually a walk-on last year as a freshman, and after an impressive rookie campaign, earned a scholarship for this her sophomore season.
And Coach Chaplin said she's one of the hardest workers in the gym. She's always pushing herself. She only competes in 2 events, but she works all 4 in the gym during training. Front layouts with twist. And the judges are looking for the gymnasts to do different tumbling lines. They have to have 3 in their routine, and they all must be different. Front with a full to immediate front pike, and she is finished. Good start routine for Oregon State, and that was a very clean routine. It should score well.
9.725 really stuck that last tumbling line. Very impressive. Seattle Pacific on the vault for the third rotation. The senior Janie Reynolds out of BC. She's got family here from Canada. There's her mom and her sister taking it in. They were also able to watch last week's final home meet of the season. Both events in Seattle.
Janie, a record holder in the vault. She has a best of 9.875. Here's a Yurchenko, good body position, but not her best landing.
Judy, it's tough for the Division II Falcons to compete against the D1 schools, but it does keep them sharp.
I think it challenges us, and that's fine. We just don't really have the opportunity, I don't think, to compete against those teams that we see at nationals, because we're at a different nationals than these Pac-10 schools.
Reynolds, a USAG All-American for 2004 and 2005, a 9.675 on her vault. Meantime, the Huskies are on beam, and again, it's the freshman trying to get things done, Judy. Kristen Amoria, 9.75 in her effort.
Her side somersault. You know, Kristen is one of the healthiest Huskies competing in tonight's meet. The 3-leap series done very well, all connected.
Another freshman on the beam, Kelly Gilbert out of Phoenix, Arizona, actually did the same club gymnastics and went to the same high school as co-captain Chelsea Bakken, level 10 national champ on beam. She also posts a strong score. And that brings us to sophomore Jennifer Chang, another local product for the University of Washington out of Wilson High School in Tacoma, coming off a season high time performance on the beam at Stanford with a 9.75.
Jennifer, a solid bead performer. She has a best of 9.825 in this event. That was an interesting connection. Back walkover into immediate front flip to her seat. Full turn with a slight bobble. Getting her composure back. She wants to finish strong. Three jump series, and there's that sheep jump again. Not quite as high as the last one we saw. The Huskies have had a good beam set. And Jennifer adding to their score. Dismount, front flip with the full twist. Good routine.
Cheng has been so consistent this year, 9.675 or higher in 5 of 6 previous beam routines and a 9.725 in this meet. Meantime, across the gym, Angela Morales, one of the 2 upperclassmen for Oregon State, visibly upset, and this is why, Judy. She had some struggles moments ago in her floor exercise.
Well, this is really uncharacteristic of Angela. Her timing was off and she couldn't even do her final tumbling.
And after Morales had her struggles, Chrissy Lehman dealing with her own issues.
Completely over-rotated that double back.
So both of the seniors struggling for the Beavers on floor. That leaves a lot of pressure right here on the shoulders of freshman Jamie Lance. Earlier in warm-ups, Lance, who's been dealing with a heel bruise on her right heel, showing a little bit of pain there. You can see her wincing. She can't even put pressure on it. But it's showtime now. And oh yeah, she's ready to go.
Well, let's keep our fingers crossed that she can hit that double back in a routine.
Fun, playful music for the freshman.
And this is a new routine for her, brand new music. Here comes that double back. And she sticks it, boy, is she gonna be happy. Middle of the season, Coach Chaplin said, Jamie, we need new music. We need to capture your personality. We're hearing the same old things. And this is the result. You know, gymnasts don't change their floor exercise routines that often. They work with the same choreography year after year. That's what they do best, and that consistency is what makes them excel.
She was excellent last weekend against Arizona State, tying her career best on floor with a 9.85, and she's bringing it again.
She's having a great time, pulling in the crowd.
The freshman out of Eugene, Oregon said growing up, all she wanted to do was be an Oregon State gymnast, Judy.
And here comes her tumbling line, final finish. Front tumbling a little short, ouch. What a gutsy performance from Jamie Lance.
Nice recovery for a young lady who's clearly in pain. 9.7, pretty good score, all things considered, hobbling around on the sore right ankle. Jamie Lance pushing through the pain. Fellow freshman Tasha Smith getting ready to do her floor soon. The third rotation of this tri-meet at the University of Washington continues. It's all about the FaceTime for the fans, maybe some future gymnasts in that group. And here's one of the gymnasts of Washington's future, freshman Ashley Howding out of Welland, Ontario.
Well, Ashley has scored as a 9.8 on this event. It's a real interesting turning jump. Those are hard to do on balance beam. Side tummy, she was a little bit off balance, but she maintained composure, no falls, which is critical for Washington at this point in the meet. More tumbling, back flip-flop to an immediate layout. She did it like she does it every single day with ease.
Judy, we mentioned her strength is the vault. She's won it in 7 straight meets that she's entered. What is the difference in the skill set between that and the beam?
Well, they're completely different. Vault is quick, explosive. Balance beam, you have to have precision and total concentration. Set up for her dismount. Granny with a full twist. Good routine for Ashley.
May have jarred her back a little bit there, sticking that landing that way, but they'll take it. They need this score. Washington adding a 9.775 to its overall beam score. Heading back to the vault, Sarah Sullivan for Seattle Pacific, the junior out of Salem, Oregon, and she's arguably their best gymnast.
Well, she's an All-American in this event, and there's a nice Yurchenko with the half. Very nicely done, good height, excellent body position. She should be happy with this vault.
She's currently 3rd among the all-around prospects, and good chance to make it into the West Regional. A 9.8 on that vault. Excellent effort for Sarah Sullivan. Back to the beam, Washington senior Kelly McDonald actually leading the all-around competition after the first 2 rotations. Unbelievable considering she hasn't done floor or vault since 2004, her sophomore season, being pretty much her second best event, Judy.
Well, she's an incredible athlete, and this is her night tonight. Last home meet for Kelly McDonald. She wants to go out with a bang. She's got a best of 9.925 on this event, and that's just a crucial error. 5/10 fall, that's going to really hurt for her all-around competition, but mostly it's a disappointment for Kelly. She wants to get her composure back and finish strong. A nice turning jump. Kelly's strength in this event is her precision, her body positions. She's always on target. She's over the beam in everything that she does. Nice and sharp and precise.
Kelly would have competed all around for the UW in her entire career, but 2 heel surgeries. Surgeries on her right heel, including one last summer, and that's made the difference and kept her out of those jarring floor and vault routines.
Well, and she knows what it takes to come back from injury. Still a good routine. She's back in her rhythm. Set up for her dismount. Flip-flop layout. Flip-flop with a full twist. I know she's disappointed with the fall, but she got her composure back and got herself back on track.
9.275, as you mentioned, for the fall. She took a pretty hearty deduction, but the senior still plays well to the judges. Regrouped nicely. And we move across to one of the most anticipated performances of the event. Tasha Smith out of Todd Beamer High School, the local product. Little music restart, I think, there, Judy, as she gets ready for her floor exercise.
Well, Tasha is animated. Every body part in this routine is animated.
Not classic dance, but dance nonetheless.
Oh, ready, set, go. First tumbling line. Double back pike. She's beautifully high. She had a slight step on the landing, and I think that mat almost appears to be in her way.
I think it might slow her down a little bit. Maybe she was worried about flying off the back of the gym.
Beautiful leaps, nice and high in the air. Some more Tasha personality.
Playing with a teammate there on the telephone.
Beautiful front tumbling. No deductions.
Little shimmy shake.
And the crowd is loving it. Her final tumbling line. Another double back, a second one. Again, Nice and high. She has a little bobble on the landing. What a fun routine, high energy, Tasha Smith.
You can almost feel everyone in the gym take a collective breath as she lines up for her tumbling sets. 9-8, very impressive, one of the best floor performances we've seen in this event. Take another moment to just enjoy the artistry of the freshman. She's going to be around for a while. Heading into the final rotation, Washington has cut into Oregon State's lead. The Beavers had to count a fall on floor for the first time this year. Former Gym Dogs captain Carly Dogendorf doing live commentary for Washington's website. She reminisces on going out with a bang.
Well, this is the last chance you're ever going to be able to perform in front of your family, your friends, your teammates, and all you really want is to give it 100% and hopefully just rock every routine and go away feeling good about tonight.
Well, Carly said it best as a senior, your final event, you want it to be a lasting memory to end a glorious career.
The final hometown memory in senior Kelly McDonald's career will be on the floor. Oregon State wrapping up this meet on the vault. This is Megan DeVincenzi.
Well, Megan struggled early in the season on vaulting. She's had a little bit of difficulty. Nice, Yurchenko with a half. There was no problem there. She should be very excited about that vault. Great body position in the air, nice flight. Tiny, tiny step on landing. I don't think the judges even saw it.
Last year at Washington, she scored a season-high 9.925 on the vault to spark a comeback for the Beavers. Seattle Pacific wrapping up the meet on the uneven bars. One of their two main stars, Sarah Sullivan, 9.7. She, the junior with NCAA West regional potential. Janie Reynolds, the senior. Her final dismount in front of her family out of BC, seeing the Seattle Stars shine with a 9.625. Back to the vault and Oregon State freshman Jamie Lance gearing up.
Again, Jamie nursing that heel bruise. She has one last performance for the meet here on the vault. Need everything she has. Good vault. Yurchenko with the full twist. It was a little bit low on the landing, but she stuck it.
Amazing she didn't walk out of that, considering all of the pain in her right heel.
Really, here's good body position in the air. She was a little lower than she's used to being, but a solid landing. So important in vault to get that 9.85.
One of the best scores we've seen on the vault and the career high for Jamie Lance. Now her fab freshman teammate Tasha Smith. No competition between these two, Judy. They just push each other and encourage each other.
Well, and Tasha with the springs in her legs. This is a great event for her. Beautiful height. Now she has the step on landing, but her height is much better than Jamie's was, who didn't step.
Boy, did she get up there.
Look how high she is above the horse. Great amplitude, just a tiny step on the landing.
A 9.875. That ties Tasha Smith's season high, and it also ties teammate Megan DeVincenzi's season high and score. For freshman Kristen Amori, senior Kelly McDonald leads by example.
I just thought she contributed so much to the team. She really brought us together. She was very motivating, and she was such a hard worker, and that just helps motivate all of us.
She hasn't worked any harder than she has this week as Kelly McDonald preparing to do floor exercise. That's her mom, Debbie, a former Husker cheerleader, holding up the sign. Judy, she hasn't done floor since her sophomore year and had basically 3 days to prepare this routine.
Well, that's just amazing that she would step forward. But remember, this is her last meet of her career. She wants to help the team. She hasn't done this routine in 2 years. Good opening tumbling line, although a big step on the landing. She's a little bit hesitant. She wants to do her best.
The adrenaline taking all the pain out of that right heel at this point, Judy?
I'm sure it is. Plus, the fans in the background all rooting for Kelly to finish strong and do a good job. whip back, through to a double full, a little low landing, not a strong tumbling line, but clean.
Strong but clean, probably what she's shooting for after not doing this event for 2 years.
Exactly. Takes tremendous courage to get out there, to remember what it feels like to compete again. Think of all the cues and the spots and the corners of the mat. Her final tumbling line coming up. Double back, boy, she is going to be glad to squeak that out, a double back at the end of the routine after 2 years.
It's her dad and her brother cheering her on. Sean, her dad. Erin, the sister who flew out from New York.
What a perfect moment. Nice leaps, a tribute to a great athlete.
To finish with a double back, don't they usually put this at the front of the routine, Judy?
Well, when you've been doing it forever, you can put it in either place, but for Kelly, that's phenomenal.
A 9-8 and not a dry eye in the house. Her mom misting up, sis. What a way to end your senior meet at home, your final home meet. And freshman Kristen Amori, the anchor for the Huskies, on the floor.
Well, and she has a hard act to follow. Everybody's hearts are with Kelly as she finished. Kristen, excellent floor exercise competitor. She's very strong. Nice high double back and a pike position. It was perfect.
Number 51 in the nation. She hasn't scored under a 9.725 on floor since posting a 9.4 in the opening meet of the season.
This is great music for Kristen. It fits her.
Exotic.
Yeah, it fits her style. It fits her personality. She dances to it well. There's a 2.5 through to a front tuck. That's a wrist move. She had a little bobble, but that's a difficult tumbling line.
A little verve in the dance steps after the gymnasts feel they did well on the tumbling line. I've noticed that about floor here.
Play to the crowd. They're already excited. Another front full to a front. She had a little bobble again at the end. So there'll be some minor deductions, but a great routine for her final home season.
And when senior Kelly McDonald is the warm-up act to get the crowd into it, she's got to shine, right?
Absolutely, getting hugs from her teammates.
Kristen Amori, a 9.75 to wrap up the Huskies' floor exercise effort. Judy, when I think of the word effort, my mind jumps to one name. Kelly McDonald came into this meet with a 9.8 or better in 16 of 18 routines, added 2 more terrific scores on bars and floor. Unbelievable effort considering she hadn't performed floor or vault in 2 years.
I know, it's just incredible to think what she accomplished tonight. Some real cherished moments, a simple, clean vault, beautiful bars. A disappointment on beam because she fell, but she came back strong, a good dismount, and has that sigh of relief. 3 events done, 1 to go. Her finale on floor was a little emotional, a lot of grace, and just plain fabulous. What a way to cap a career in gymnastics.
Kelly McDonald says she credits her family for helping her get to where she is today. Blows her support unit a little kiss. Unbelievable performance. Let's tally the digits. Oregon State wins the meet. These 3 teams meet again in Corvallis at the Sal Bastian Suites Invitational March 17th. Beavers sweep the vault behind season high tying numbers from Smith and DaVincenzi. Kelly McDonald earns her 22nd career individual title with the 9.9 on the bars. That's 7 bar titles in 10 meets. The Beavers reign supreme on beam. Sophomore Claire Pierce winning her 2nd title this season. Tasha Smith ties for 1st on floor. Her hip-hop magic matched only by the sensational senior night of Kelly McDonald. Freshman Jamie Lance of Oregon State wins her 2nd all-around award this season. McDonald takes 3rd, and both are on the floor with Judy.
Jamie, obviously nursing a heel injury tonight, and you still won the all-around.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
You know, you just gotta pretend there's no pain. That's the only way you're gonna get through it. Take one skill at a time, one event at a time, and just push through it. Just prove to your team how bad you want to get to nationals and how bad you want it. So,
good job. Thank you very
Thank
much. Win or lose, tonight was your night.
Yes, it was, and it was exciting for me to come back. After 2 years, I haven't done vaulter floor, and I got to do it at my last home meet.
And your family was here to encourage you?
Yeah, my extended family. I had a lot of fans here. It was really exciting to be able to compete everything for them.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
A memorable night for Miss McDonald and another fine showing for victorious Oregon State. Be sure to watch the Pac-10 Championships from Corvallis on FSN in a few weeks. For Judy Corwin, our producer Tim Lay, and the rest of our fantastic crew, I'm Kara Capuano. Thanks for watching.